Okay, let's head over and destroy some back, destroy some shoulders. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna start off with today. Maybe we'll do a type of pull down, or we do some pull-ups, whichever one is free at the time. Not really sure what to expect, just because sometimes the gym gets busy at random times now. So we'll see if maybe the gym goes back to a more consistent basis where I can actually predict maybe how many folks are going to be there that day. We're catching quite a bit of traffic already on our way to the gym now, man. And we are maybe almost 50 seconds into the car tech, and we're already running into a bunch of traffic. It's like the universe doesn't want us to get these gains, but it's not going to be stopping us. We are going to be showing up every day, except for our rest days, obviously, because rest days are important. Now, I do not recommend folks working out every single day. If anything, sometimes I recommend like maybe even folks doing 5 times a day, and then kind of playing around with your setup that way and see what best works for you. Because I feel like maybe sometimes some folks might even need an extra day to really recuperate. But I'm hoping that we get to do some pull-ups, because pull-ups seem like it's going to be pretty good today. I feel pretty strong, and I think we can get a solid amount of reps for our first and second set. That's usually what we've been doing. The first 2 sets are a little bit harder, where it's just our body weight. And then on the last set, we typically do a little bit of assisted, so that way it can give us a few more reps in our set. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're going to be doing some cross body work, 2 sets of those, and then we're going to move over to some rows. We're going to get to actually use the purple belt today, just because, like, if you guys watched yesterday's gym session, I tightened up the belt one more notch, and so now it's giving me so much more stability. It is so much better, and I think it's going to be giving me some crazy stability and help on today's lift for back. So I think we'll be able to push some serious weight today. Or if we don't, at least the weight that we were pushing last time is going to move a tiny bit easier, which is what we're looking for. Sometimes your PRs don't exactly have to be like an extra rep, but sometimes it can be the way you did that set. If that set was way better just based on you'll know. If your set was better than last week's, then that's a good thing. That means you're making progress. So that's some things that we sometimes don't keep in mind as often. So little things like that are also pretty important when it comes to gains. And we sometimes like to discredit ourselves. So give yourself credit. Give yourself credit. It seems like now on my timeline on Instagram and everything, I'm seeing that a lot of more folks are doing more cardio, which is good. It seems like steady pace cardio is becoming way more popular, where folks are kind of getting more steps in, like 10 to 15K, where they're slowly kind of burning off calories rather than kind of doing like a quick sprint or whatever. Because, sometimes doing quick sprints and things like that, no one really wants to do that unless you're maybe like a serious athlete and you have to train like that specifically or whatever. And so steady pace cardio is the winner. I would go with that. That way you can kind of progress over time and then just get better. And it's also way less stressful on your body, and that's something that you want to. Because let's say, for example, you're doing like a crazy chest day, and then next thing you know, you want to do like 10 minutes of sprinting or like some fast ass like stairs for hell no. See, it's like you're not going to want to do cardio the next day. And so if you break that down into little sections, I would do that. I think that would help you guys out a bunch when it comes to getting a little bit more cardio in. So I would for sure start incorporating a little bit more steady pace cardio into your workout routine, so that way you can stay a little bit leaner during your bulks. Or if you're cutting and you're already cutting a lot of calories, steady pace cardio is an as crazy on your body, because let's say for example you're already cutting down a bunch of calories and everything, and then next thing you know you're doing like a crazy intense cardio session, you're gonna faint. There's no way you're gonna be like out of it. So I think steady pace cardio is the move. It is the move. And then we're gonna move over to some shoulders. Like always, shoulders is gonna be pretty much the same. We're gonna be sticking to the cable side lateral raises that we're gonna be doing, that we typically like doing, and then we're gonna move over to some reverse pec deck. Hopefully, we get access to a reverse pec deck when we're about to do our rear delts, because we only have 2 pec deck machines and they are pretty popular. So we might or might not get lucky. We shall see once we're in there. I can usually gauge it a little bit just based on what folks are kind of doing, or like I see if majority of folks are doing legs or things like that. I can usually tell. So we'll see. We'll see what we get our hands on. I think today's gonna be a good back day and shoulder day. I think we're gonna make some crazy gains. By the way, a little bit of a side note, and I'm gonna go off on a tangent real quick. Let me know in the comments, have you guys been catching up with The Last of Us? Can you guys believe the second episode of the new season? Like, what the hell? Jasmine and I, when we were watching the show, things were intensifying, things were getting pretty crazy, and at some point we're like, holy shit, like hella things are going down at the same time. I even told Jasmine, when it rains it pours, man, things are just getting crazy. And then in the second episode, the way they did us hella dirty. And so I was not expecting that coming to a second episode. I was expecting it to come in a little bit deeper into the season, and man, they really just threw that at us out of nowhere. And it was pretty crazy. Jasmine was like crying and everything. I was almost about to get teary-eyed because it was pretty sad too. And then I was like, if I'm already about to cry, I turned around to see Jasmine. I was like, yep, she's crying. We kind of laugh sometimes because Jasmine is known to cry for movies and things like that, or in sad movie or TV show moments. She usually cries, and we sometimes laugh about it a little bit. But there are some points where some movies really kind of get your emotions on. That little section where I saw what happened really caught me. I think it was because it caught me by surprise and I wasn't expecting it. But man, these shows have been like, they've been throwing me like some crazy hooks and like some crazy uppercuts, because Yellow Jackets has been insane the way they ended it, and the way that these girls have been acting so fucking crazy. If you haven't watched Yellow Jackets, you need to watch it, because I swear to God, I've never rooted for the police ever in my life until now. These girls must be stopped. And then we go into The Last of Us, and then this crazy ass shit happens in this latest season on the second episode already. Hell no, man! I swear, it's gonna have me not being able to sleep at night or something. But we're super excited to. Oh my God, we're super excited for this next episode to see kind of what happens. I think they come out every Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to look. We've been kind of watching them every Sunday. We actually don't even know when the new episodes be coming out. We kind of just watch them on Sunday at whatever time, whenever we come available. It's usually when Jasmine gets out of work, because she gets out of work pretty kind of in midday. Nothing too late. And then we usually watch some stuff after. We also went to the movie yesterday and we watched Freaky Tales, which was a pretty good movie. It had Pedro Pascal, which was nice, because we also were watching The Last of Us this Sunday. And so it was a nice little transition into a little bit more lighthearted watch. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched Freaky Tales, it's a pretty good one. It talks a little bit about the Bay. It talks a little bit about Oakland. It's just like this funny, comical movie that Jasmine told me about, and we watched the trailer and we're like, yeah, I'm down to watch it. Anything that has the Bay in Oakland, I'm always down to check it out and see if they got some stuff right or if they got some stuff wrong. I grew up in the Bay all my life. I know majority of the lingo and everything, so I'm gonna know if they're playing. But it seems like their work, because the movie is pretty good. It had its really funny moments. Just how they also incorporated the the songs and the soundtracks that they use was also pretty good. It had a bunch of the movie theater laughing at the time. But we're about 10 minutes away from the gym. We have not been forgetting to take the new route, which is nice. We have not been forgetting. So we haven't been catching too much traffic. It's a little bit more on the gloomier side. It's been kind of all over the place. It's been hella hot, but today we woke up and it was hella cold. And then also it was hella cloudy. And then the sun came out randomly, which was crazy. It's like the weather cannot make up its mind. It's like, come on. So we'll see how it is after the gym. Hopefully it's not too cold because I am not trying to get sick. Even though I don't get sick that often, which I am super glad about because I know a lot of folks that get sick pretty often. They're sick like almost like once a month. I usually get sick like once a year, but when I get sick it's pretty insane. I'm like out of it for like an entire week almost. And it is not fun whatsoever, man. It just takes me out. I think it's just because I'm not so used to getting sick that when it does, it just hits me like a train. And I'm like super out of it. But let's go ahead, end the card talk, and let's switch over and see if we end up starting off with some pull downs or if we end up doing pull ups. I am hoping and crossing my fingers for some pull ups. Cross your fingers for me. Let's see if we got it right. Let me make sure my mic's on because sometimes what I like to do is talk to myself. But we're going to start with pull ups. They became available, which is pretty good. We're going to end up doing non assisted for the first two sets. Then I'm thinking for the last set, we'll do a little bit of assistance to give us a few more reps. But Jasmine's going to be joining us. I think she's walking over here right now, so it won't be too bad. Hopefully, it doesn't feel too heavy today and we can do a little bit more than usual, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's put a good song. Let's see what we're going to listen to for this first one. Get us a little hyped up. And I'm using this one instead of the Versa grips. The Versa grips are too short. It's unfortunate. There we How's buddy at? I'm gonna take a quick break and then maybe hit it for maybe two more. And I think that should be pretty good. That felt solid though. I felt pretty controlled throughout the whole thing, so I think that was good. And we're getting our chin super above the bar, so I think we're just getting better at it. So I'm pretty happy. All right, on this next one though, I don't think I'm gonna end up putting the straps. It takes too long. All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna take maybe like a 2 minute break, and then we'll hit it again. I think the next one will still be unassisted. Let's do our second one. Let's see, I might even get. I was getting a bit of a butt cramp on that first set, so let me not get another one after this one. And I also didn't count. I was just doing them on the last set, so maybe on this one I'll be more attentive and hopefully maybe count it this time. Probably be smarter. Man, I'm gonna take a quick pause. I don't know how the fuck people do these pull-ups, man. They're so damn hard to do. Fuck. And I feel like I'm not even that. I don't even weigh that much, but maybe it just means I need to get better at these. But I used to not even be able to do one pull-up, so the amount of progress I've made already is night and day. So don't give up. You'll sooner or later get better at it. So just keep going. All right, let's do this quick little pause. Nice. Okay. For sure on the second one. Oh no, on the third one. It's gonna be assisted because there's no way. There's no way. But it's not going to be like the craziest amount of assistance, really, because it's pretty much all the way to the top. And with the way this machine particularly works, is if the more heavier you go, the more assistance you get, and the least amount of weight you do, the least amount of push you get up to help you. So it goes up to 160, no, 170. The assistance we're getting right now is 30. So it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy. So there's barely any assistance. It's almost like doing it pretty much without it, but we just need a little bit extra push. That's the reason I kind of like this one. If I were to start off with another one of these pull-up machines or pull-up like stations, it doesn't have this little section here. And if I need to drop it and get just a little bit more volume, I wouldn't be able to do it, and I have to do some like bands. So you don't have to do bands. Just get an assistance if you need to, or if you don't have one of these, use some bands. But look at how to use them, because sometimes I've seen people have those mistakes where they're using bands and next thing you know, it just like jumps up and they hurt themselves. So just be careful. Okay, let's do this third one. Let's see how it goes. I think she's here doing a different day than us today, because I know her schedule's a little bit more different. Maybe she's doing legs today, because she usually doesn't join us for legs on Monday. So I think she might be doing legs right now. Let's put a song. 1 of 1 Ghana. Okay, I think that's it. Oh my god. Let's move on to the next one. We're gonna do some cross body work now. Let's see how that goes. Instead of setting up a bench with the other cable stack, because this one already has a bit of a knee supported kind of attachment to it, all I really need to do is kind of grab it this way and just make sure I'm kind of sideways to do those cross bodies that we typically do. Sometimes when I feel like I have a little bit more time or it's less busy, like a day to like today, I'll grab a bench, but I'm also hella lazy, so I don't want to grab a bench and have to grab like a weight, have to put it behind it and set up the whole thing. It's not it. So we're just gonna set up here, start up with our left. This time around, we're gonna use the Versa grips because these are so much better than the other ones, but they're a little nerfed. They're a little bit nerfed because they're a little bit short. So that was the only drawback to these. If these things were like 2 inches, a little bit longer, they'll be the best straps. But I give them maybe like I give them an 8 out of 10 for what they are, because they're also hella more expensive than the other ones. So, all right, I think on this one we're gonna do is maybe 70. See how that goes. Which is a little bit more back. Catch a little bit more view. There you go. No. All right, let's put it. All right, we're gonna listen to Riot. Okay. Let's match. I think we got 6 or 7. I think on the next one, what I'll do is I'll use the belt that we typically use. I forgot to put it on, but that one gives me a little bit more stability. Gives me maybe like an extra rep or two, which is what we're looking for. So I think on the next one, I'll use that as the assistance. Oh, well, Jasmine's joining us, so let's match our right side. I think that's it's enough resting. Okay, that was good, but fucking tiring. I'm gonna drink some water, put on the belt, and let's do one more just like that. I think we're about 60 to 70. I think that'll be pretty good because we're using the belt. It's gonna stabilize us just a tiny bit, and it should help us maybe with one or two more reps. But to kind of offset that a little bit, what I'm gonna do is just add an extra 5 to make it just a tiny bit more harder, so that way it's I do like a bunch of junk volume and do like 15 or 12 or something. I don't know. All right, let's do it. I'm already pretty tired, but we're just gonna do it. So whatever we get on our left hand, we're gonna match it with this one. Ah. All right, let's just replicate it with the right side. Man, I need to catch my breath, or it's gonna be really hard too. Or actually, probably won't be that hard because our right hand's a little bit stronger. So I think we'll be able to get that 6-1 on our right, mostly with the belt. But let me look at the. It looks like the machine that we want to use next is open, so we're gonna move over there after this half a set that we're about to finish. We managed to match that. That was our second one. That was our last one. Let's go ahead and now finish off with some rows. I think we're gonna hit it for like 5 sets. I think I should be solid. A solid 5 sets to failure each one. I think I should do a trick. Let's let's go grab that. So I don't think I pressed record on that last one. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna drop set this last one. We did our first set with what was it? 150. So it wasn't too bad. I think what I'm gonna do is just turn up the brightness just a tiny bit because it's a little bit dark. But we're done. These are feeling pretty good. This belt is adding a bunch of stability, which is nice. All right, let's do it. Let's hit for maybe two more at 150. I think we'll be good. That was good. I'll move the camera back a little bit, and I'm going to. I think I'm gonna hit these for 3, and then 2 sets of the lower back, and then should be good. But I'll move this back just a tiny bit, and now a little bit more light into the clips. That is our first time hitting 50, and it felt pretty good. We're gonna end up moving down to 140. I think we're gonna stick to that for our second set and our third set, and then I think we're gonna change the handle. Let's see which one we grab. Maybe we grab one that looks kind of like a V, where you grab it a little bit on the lower end and kind of go that way. I think that should be pretty good. I'm gonna take maybe like a minute break, and we'll start the next set. We're kind of using a bit of a different handle today. This one's pretty good. It's not as bad. I would typically sometimes like to use the T-bar, but I think it's just as good. As long as you're getting a pretty good stretch and you're bringing it in with your shoulders and you're getting your shoulders past your body as much as possible. All right, let's hit this next one. Oh, and I'm not taking off my shoes because I'm wearing Converse. These motherfuckers are hella hard to take off. Okay, that was good. I'm gonna move down just a tiny bit on this next one, but that was good. Last one, and then we'll switch the handle. But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a different angle, maybe just a little bit more of a close up. We're gonna end up. I think we're just gonna stick to 140. I think I'll be good. Make it a little bit harder for us today. Go a little bit on the heavier side. I think we need those days here and there. All right, and I'm also feeling pretty good, pretty energetic. So I think we'll do good. Let's go hard. Let's put some music. Let's see. Coding problems. Young Bull. Listen to it. Jasmine's waist line. Let's search that. Let's look on our lower back now. But it's Jasmine's turn first. All right, we're gonna switch the handle real quick. We're gonna switch to this one now. We're gonna grab it this way. Keep our keep our elbows as low as possible so we can work on our lower back. Get a crazy stretch, and then just bring it in. What I like to do to get even more stretch is I put my feet a little bit more down than where the typical little stool is to put your feet on there. It just gives me a little bit more of a stretch when I go deeper in. All right, let's do it. Okay, that was good. One more just like that. I think we're gonna fix this tonight. I'm already so tired. I want to go home. Did I even? I don't even remember eating lunch. But I think I did. I had a little pizza, which I'm gonna tell them. So before I was just telling Jasmine right now before I came over here, I'm gonna put you guys on to one of my favorite snacks. So it's a healthier version of a pizza. So what I do is I go to Trader Joe's. I get their Indian style flatbread, their traditional or their garlic. If you're feeling a little bit spicy, you like to taste the garlic, go with the garlic one, and I go with their naan. And what I do is I grab their light cheese. Remember, the macros on that light cheese is crazy. You get the craziest amount of protein to fat ratio is a bit of a cheat code, and the macros are awesome. So I throw some of that in there, and then I throw that in the air fryer. I throw on some low sodium Prego sauce on there, maybe like half a cup, or like half of a cup, which is not too bad. I think it's around 75 milliliters, and then I throw on some turkey pepperoni, about a serving and a half, and most beautiful pre-workout that you can have, and it's macro friendly and tastes just like pizza. Try it out. Okay, let's finish off this last one, so then we can move on to some shoulders. It feels like the day's going by pretty fast, which is nice. And do the same way. Okay, that's it. Those mountains and shoulders now. We're done with that. But sometimes it'll go to someone else. But let's go ahead and let's do this one. We're gonna start with our left, and then we're gonna match our right with our left. We're gonna start with 23. We usually start with like 20, and then on the other table stack or the cable stack, it's a little bit on the heavier side, so you'll see 45, but it's actually 20. It's just that the way that it pulls or whatever the little thing. I'm not actually doing 45. I'm doing more like 20 to 25. So whenever you see that, don't get fooled. So we're gonna do 23 for this one. Try our best. We're gonna use the belt this time. We're gonna start with our left and then just match it. One more, come on. Okay. I'm gonna take a 30-second break. And hit it for 6 on this end. Sometimes if I don't take a break in between each hand, what will sometimes happen is I won't get the same reps because I'm already so out of energy from trying so hard on the first hand. So I suggest maybe taking a quick little break, 20, 30 seconds. You'll know. You'll know when you get a little bit of your energy back and you can hit it maybe for another just try to match it really. All right. Let's do this one. Nice. Man, tightening up this bad boy for one more notch really made a difference in some of these heavier movements because it gave me that extra little push to get a few more reps. I think on this next one, what I'm going to do is maybe do 20. So drop down from 23, do 20, maybe take it to failure two. I think it would be pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do our second set. I'm not going to make the video any longer than it's supposed to be just because it's already pretty long. So I'm just going to record the second set, just go straight into it. And then I'm going to stay here for 2 more after that. And then maybe I'll show you guys a set of a reverse pec deck. Just one set. So that way it's not too long. And then show you guys a pose check or the pose down. All right, let's do this next one. Let's start with our left. Okay. Let's get the same on the right. Okay, let's go through one. Ready for tomorrow, am I right? Keep good breather. All right, so okay, that's good. Okay, the next flip is a respected for you guys. Two more sets for me. Let's go ahead and do the second set. I ended up recording the first set because I completely forgot. So I'm gonna record maybe the second set. Not maybe, but I'm gonna record the second set, and then I'm gonna see here for 4 sets total, and that way I don't make it too long for you guys. So the next clip you guys see after this set is gonna be the pose down, and then we still got a little bit of cardio. So we'll talk a little bit more down there. Wish I would have left. Ah, here's Mac. Ah, okay. That's a joke for the pull down for you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we did today. And today was a really solid day, man. Let me push this back just a tiny bit. Perfect. Hold on. Bro. Nice. Okay. I almost choked on my saliva a little bit trying to do this pose down, but we're done for today. We're gonna go home. What am I gonna make for dinner? Oh, I'm gonna make a type of chicken pasta. So I'm gonna grill some chicken. I'm gonna do some pasta. And I'm gonna do some reduced salt or some reduced sodium Prego sauce. Do a little bit of spaghetti, some chicken breasts, and then when we get home, we're gonna do some true fruits. One serving of true fruit, and then one oiko. So we have a pretty good dinner waiting for us. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys a dinner. I'll show you guys what it looks like right here, so that way you guys can take a look at what I ate for dinner. But it was fire, trust me. But we still got maybe 10, 15 minutes of cardio. We're gonna head over there. Hopefully we can do some stairs. Those for sure help me burn a bunch of calories faster, in a little bit shorter time, and I still go a little bit on the lower end. But we're gonna sit there for maybe 10, 12 minutes. I will see you guys tomorrow for another leg day, bicep day, and forearms too. Tomorrow we get to actually start using the knee sleeves again. Our tattoo is healing quite nicely. It's already in the scabbing stage and everything, so it's been kind of peeling. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit more. That's actually not the leg. It's right here. See? So it's just peeling right now. It's not too bad. And so tomorrow we should be able to put the knee sleeves right here and we should be good to go. But tomorrow we're also going to be using the belt squat. So I'm pretty excited. And I think we're going to be using the belt squats for the first time with the knee sleeves. So I think we're going to go pretty heavy tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. We either start off with the belt squat or we start with the hack squat. I think we're going to be doing a lot of belt squat
in the near future. So stay tuned for that. All right, enough talking. Let's get to some cardio and get out of here. We got food waiting. I will see you guys tomorrow.